What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Goodest of Gaming, and today I'm going to be doing a guide on my favorite doggo, Fenrir. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with any future content. I'll be leaving a link to Twitch in the description below, and if you would like to join my Discord, I'll also be leaving that in the description below. Now, Fenrir is probably my favorite solo laner right now, and honestly, probably one of my favorite junglers. He is, in my opinion, high A tier, and he has very little counter picks. And if you build him a certain way, especially like as a bruiser, this character could be very, very daunting to deal with. And since I've been doing very well with him as of lately in the solo lane, and I've been seeing some Fenrirs in the solo lane that haven't been able to keep up, I wanted to go ahead and make a video on him. Now let's go ahead and first get onto his best items and what I like to build on him. So something you need to understand about this character is that he's very ability based, but he's an all or nothing character. He's a very, the best way I like to put it is that the way you play Fenrir is either I'm going to die or you're going to die, and there's no in between. Because this character is very, very aggressive, especially when we get into later how his kit works. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get onto his best items. Now, since he is ability-based, items like Brawler's Beatstick, Jotun's Wrath, sometimes Crusher, Heart Seeker, even Hydra's, these are all really good items to put on this character. However, being an assassin, he's very squishy, and since he's always going to be in your face when the late game comes along, you're going to need some bruiser items to help you deal with the amount of damage that is coming your way when you jump on a squishy or even sometimes a tank. So, really good hybrid items to put on him is Void Shield and Mantle of Discord, and especially Mantle of Discord, and especially these two items, sorry, because Void Shield is going to make it to where you hit them harder since you reduce their protections by 15%. And then when you go in, if your health drops below a certain point, you can get this CC immunity and stun, and potentially be able to get right back out. Other good items that you want to put on this character, especially like in the solo lane, you're going to want to put on the Sledge. Again, since you're going to be diving into an enemy team, this item is going to help you a lot with your ability. Other items, like other niche items that I like to put on this character, it's like Berserker Shield because of his passive. We'll get to that in a moment. If I'm building full tank with no damage items on, I like to throw on a Glad Shield or even a Shifter Shield. All three of those items can really help with your survivability. Another really strong item on him is Onsile. Normally I would say Runic Shield, but Onsile is probably better for him because of the silence because of the AoE silence that he gets if he's hit by magic damage, and that will help him more than just reducing the amount of magic power thrown at him. Caduceus Shield does work on this character because of his second ability. Again, we'll go over that in a moment. Which will increase the amount of healing he will get. So and it has protections of each while giving power and a little bit of item. Another good item to have on him is Oni Hunter's Garb, or sometimes even Shogun's Kusari, again because of his passive or about how he plays. And then finally, a good item to have on him is again a Spirit Robe or Preedwin, because after you ult, getting that gigantic health shield could be really clutch. Plus, it has the cooldowns on it. Like I said, as far as damaging items goes, Crusher is really good on him. Jotun's Wrath is really Bloodforge is also a really strong item on him. And Soul Eater is also a really strong item on him. If you since you're ability based, you can get a massive amount of healing from Soul Eater if you pop your 2. I would not recommend getting on any attack speed items besides Crusher, because this character is so ability focused that it doesn't really matter. The only attack speed item that I would recommend is Berserker Shield, because this can help you build your passive faster, get that little bit of extra damage out. The next thing we're going to be talking about is Fenrir's abilities. For the most part, all you're really going to be doing is with your passive is usually using it for his first ability. You're going to be playing around with your first ability the most rather than your 3 or even your ultimate. So essentially what happens is whenever Fenrir hits 5 basic attacks, his 1, his 3, and his ultimate gets something additional on top of it. So if you have full runes, let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. And so at the bottom left, you see the runes next to my item bar. See how every time at basic attack it increases and it gets to a max of 5. So if you use your 1, which is your leap, if you have all 5, it'll stun them for 1 second, which is very, very strong on somebody like Fenrir. If you're at full runes with your 3, your 3 actually gets additional power scaling, so it makes it hits harder. And then when you have your ultimate, and your runes are full, when you cast this, your protections are actually doubled. So you can actually use this as a really good engagement tool. So let me go ahead and show you. If you have your leap with the 5 runes, as you can see, I get the stun. However, if I leap without the runes, I won't get the stun. So it doesn't affect your second ability. However, your second ability is probably your most important ability. I would honestly level this after you're finished leveling your 3, which again I'll get to in a moment. Because your second ability actually gives you increased physical power while also giving you a lifesteal buff. It gives you 35% life. Very strong ability. And the amount of power it gives at max rank is no small amount. It gives an extra 80 physical power. That's stronger than most physical items. So this ability is very, very important to Fenrir's game plan. Which, go ahead and go over that now. So Fenrir's game plan is very simple. First things first, never engage without your full passive. Always engage with your full passive. Reason being is because you want the stun off of your 1 every time. Because yes, the increased physical scaling on your 3 is really nice, and the protections of your ultimate can be okay. However, more often than not, you're going to be engaging with your stun, and if you aren't and you're engaging with your ultimate, again, you still need all 5 of your runes maxed out so you don't get insta-killed when you're using your ultimate, so you can get the extra protections. So, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to leap, basic attack, pop your second ability, basic attack, and then use your 3. It's a lot, I know, but this character is really strong, especially when it comes to auto-canceling, since he does have a stun. So let me go ahead and show you what the combo. He has a leap, so you got to learn to deal with that and learn when to use your ability. Let me go ahead and show you again on somebody who doesn't have a runaway. That's what your combo is mostly going to be looking for. And then again, if you do engage with your ultimate, instead what you're going to be doing is you're going to engage with your ultimate, buff, pop your third ability, and then just keep basic attacking them until they try to run away. Let me go ahead and show you what. Run in, ult. Grab them, drag them back towards your team. Then just keep basic attacking. And then if they try to run away from you, then you'll have your leap. Because keep in mind, since you use your ultimate with your runes, you're not gonna have the stun. So you're gonna need something to help you close that distance. And using your leap aggressively there isn't gonna. You're gonna want to use 3 instead. So the final thing we're gonna be talking about is his leveling path and what abilities you want to level first. The first ability you're always gonna get is your 3, your brutalize. This is your ability that hits them 3 times. This also does AoE damage, so this is going to be your go-to move to clear, and plus it's your hardest hitting move. Up next, if you're in solo lane, most of the time you're going to go your second ability, so you get your survivability. However, if you're in the jungle, you're going to get your first ability, since by the time you hit level 2, you can have your stun, and you can use that on the enemy mid laner, and then probably kill them with your. So, after that, like I said, you're going to be leveling your third ability the most. Now, when you do level this character, this is a character that I recommend not leveling the ult for. Yes, the ultimate can do a lot of damage, but you're mostly going to be using the ultimate to drag them to an unsafe spot and then killing them with your other ability. So I would recommend maxing out your first 3 abilities before you put points into your ultimate. Like I said, you would level up the 3 first. Now, What you level next is personal preference. I take this character mostly to solo lane, so I level the second ability over the first ability. Here's the reason why. Yes, the first ability will do more damage, but the extra physical power that you get from your second ability is pretty much a godsend in a solo lane perspective, because you get all that extra power that the enemy solo laner can't really compete. And then lifesteal is based off of the amount of power you have as well, not just how much lifesteal you have. So getting the extra power from the second ability will actually help buff your lifesteal in a sense. So I like leveling up the second ability. However, if you're in the jungle and you're going more damage and you're going more full damage, you're going to be leveling up your first ability over it, since you're going to be engaging with this most. Most of the time, you won't need to pop your second ability. The second ability is just there as like a buffer to make. But that's usually what it's going to look like.